This is hello, hello everyone. This is Mr. Adel bin Barik again in your channel English language with Adel and Maram with a new lesson again. Of course, same course about parts of speech. In this video, we will be talking about articles. So we start this lesson after the intro.
I'm falling. Tell me why I'm falling. Oh, life's calling, but it's hard because I'm falling.
So welcome back again, and we start with our video. But before that, I hope that if you are not subscribed yet, please subscribe in our channel and put the bell so you can get notification when we post any new video. And please share our videos in your Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and LinkedIn. Thank you very much. So we go back to articles, which are basically a, an and the. So we have two kind. We have a and an, and we have the. A and an are used for objects that are not specific or one of several things of a similar type. But the we use for specific objects or objects that both the speaker and listener know. So we have example for the first one. I need a phone. And example with the, can you give me the book on the table? So use the first time we introduce an object. Example, I saw a movie last night. And used when we mention the object again. The movie is based on a real life incident. So I hope you get the meaning here, the difference between them both. So English articles and the. Learn how to use articles in English with useful grammar rules. So here we have some, of course, worksheets and examples. When studying English grammar, you may have come across the articles. We are going to take a look at what an article is, how it is used, and the rules surrounding it. We are going to do this by taking a look at some examples, of course, of articles in use with a sentence. This way, we will be able to gain a greater understanding of its function. So, what's an article? Okay. In English grammar, there are two different types of articles: the definite article and the indefinite article. In the most simple term, an article is a way of letting the listener or speaker know that a noun is either unspecific or specific. It's as simple as that. The words which are used as articles are the, an, and a. Let's take a look at some examples to clarify the meaning of an article. During the long journey, the family played card games. So you can see that when we use the article the, that we are showing here, that we are talking about a specific day and also a specific family. However, if we change the article, we can show that we are not talking about a specific journey or family. Take a look at the example now. During a long journey, a family can play card games. So, simply, By changing the article, we have made the sentence a more general statement and not about specific thing or person. So, quick note, articles are small but important words in the English language. Articles are considered adjectives because they modify or help describe nouns. Articles always come before or precede the noun they describe. So there are only 3 articles in English, which we said multiple times. There are 2 types of articles, indefinite, which are a and an, or definite, the. You also need to know when not to use an article. In many languages, articles are a specific part of speech which cannot be easily combined with other parts of speech. So, as we said before, we have some examples that, of course, you can see here of a, an, and the. The difference, of course, is definite and indefinite articles. So, as mentioned, in English, there are 2 different types of article, the definite article and the indefinite article. They are each used for their own purpose, and we are now going to take a look at these in a little more depth. So, definite article, the best way to remember what a definite article is to remember that the word the is the definite article. So, just the. As we have briefly seen in our earlier examples, the word that can be used to demonstrate that the speaker is the word the, can be used to demonstrate that the speaker is referring to something specific and not talking in a general sense. So when we want to specify, we use the. When using a definite article, it can be combined with either a plural, a singular, or an uncountable noun. We are now going to take a look at some examples, of course, of the definite article being used within a sentence. Please show me the photo. Can I see the blue dress? I do not like the red one. Are you going to watch the football game? I need the long wire. It's the only wire which will reach the plug socket. We have 2 indefinite articles. When we are talking about the indefinite article, we are referring to the word a and an. And depending on which word they are referring to, will depend on which one you use. So, if the noun begins with a vowel, you should use an. If the noun begins with a consonant, you should use a. Because when we have 2 vowel, it will be so difficult to say the word with 2 vowels starting. So we use the indefinite article as a way of demonstrating that we are not referring to a specific item or person, but rather talking a more general sense. Let's take a look at some examples of the indefinite article being used within a sentence as earlier. So I need to read a book. Do you have a good one? I'm going to watch a movie. I'm not sure which one. There is an animal in the garden. Sally has an invention she's working on. So, how to use articles in English grammar? There are some rules, of course, for using articles. There are a variety of rules when it comes to using either a definite or an indefinite. Did you notice the use of a and an in the sentence? Let's now take a look at the rules surrounding this grammatical element in order that we use it correctly, of course. So we have rule number 1. We mentioned that depending on whether the noun begins with a consonant or a vowel will depend on which form of the indefinite article you will use. However, like many times in the English language, there are some exceptions to this rule. The best example of this is with the word honor, which begins with a consonant. However, this letter is not pronounced, so you would not use the word in this instance. You would say, "It is an honor to meet the Queen." That's, of course, because the H is not pronounced. So we say the O directly. The same rule applies when a word begins with a vowel which is pronounced as though it were a consonant. As example of this would be, he is an United Nations representative. The rule number 2, if you are using a noun which has been modified by an adjective, then the article should come before the adjective and should correspond to the adjective rather than the noun. For example, the noun igloo would usually take the article an. However, if you wanted to describe it as being large, you would create a sentence as follows. The Inuit people traditionally live in a large igloo. So another example of this would be if you were going to refer to the noun book, which would usually take the article a. However, if you want to describe the book as being amazing, then you would create a sentence as follows. Last week, I read an amazing book. Okay, so we go to rule number 3. When you are using an uncountable noun, this is a noun which cannot be counted or is infinite or intangible. Some examples of this might be sand, wine, soda, air, information, etc. You should never use the indefinite article. The reason for this is that this form of article is only used for singular nouns. You may, however, use words such as some when talking about these uncountable nouns. Let's take a look at some examples. If you were to say the following sentence, it would not make any sense. Please give the dog a water. Of course, we cannot say a water. Because the noun is uncountable, the use of the indefinite article does not sound correct. However, if you were to use the definite article, this would not make sense, either as you would be asking for specific thing, considering the following sentence. Please give the dog the water. Unless there is a specific bowl of water waiting to be given to the dog, this sentence would not be correct. If you wish to refer to an uncountable noun in this way, the correct sentence would be as follows. Please give the dog some water. It would be, of course, much better to say some. The rule number 4, if you are using an article with a possessive pronoun, the rules change once again. In actual fact, the use of these two together does not make much sense. Look at the following sentence. Have you got the my God? Of course, this is funny, sorry. This is not correct as you cannot use an article with a possessive pronoun. Therefore, the article should be omitted, of course. And rule number 5 and last one. Finally, there may be times where an article can be left out, as it is not necessary to refer to the noun. A good example of this would be the sentence, I like to play football. Whilst football is a noun, using the before it would be unnecessary, and so the article is not included. So, indefinite articles a and an. The words a and an are called indefinite articles. We can use them with singular nouns to talk about any single person or thing. Deciding which indefinite article to place in front of a word depends upon the initial sound of the word, of course, not the first letter of the word. When to use a is used before words beginning with a consonant sound. Example, a usual, a student, a doctor, a hotel. When to use an? The article an should be placed before words that begin with a vowel sound. The initial sound should be a, e, I, o, u. An hour, an elephant, an actor, an ice cream. So, how to use a and an? We have the usage and the examples. So, used before words beginning with the consonant sound, like a man, a lamb, a cat, and used before words that begin with the vowel sound. Of course, it's an apple, an eraser, an umbrella. A or an should agree with the first sound in the adjective or the adverb-adjective combination which stands before a noun. Like when we say an 80-year-old man, a golden necklace, a pretty girl. Of course, we use a before words, letters, numbers, which sound like they begin with consonant, even if the first letter is a vowel. Like a euro, a university, a one, and also use an before words, letters, numbers, which sound like they start with a vowel, even if the first letter is a consonant. An hour, an F, an 8. So we have some rules for using articles and an. A must be used before words which begin with a vowel symbol pronounced with the same sound as the Y or a W, like sound a euro, a unicycle, a university, etc. Sometimes an is found before words beginning with the letter H, an hour, an honor, an air, etc. We use an before abbreviations that begin with a vowel sound, like NMA, NMSC, NMBBS, etc. A or an must be used before a singular noun, standing for things that can be counted, like a chair, a bottle, an umbrella, etc. A or an must be used before the names of professions, a director, an editor, a teacher, etc. When you mean a typical example, use a or an. A cat drinks milk. Okay, we have such plus a or an plus noun, or such plus a or an plus adjective plus noun, rare. Example, such a policy, such a long trip, such a great teacher, etc. The following word has an indefinite article, so plus adjective plus a or an plus noun, like when we say so boring a book, so beautiful an actress, etc. We have to few and little are negative in the meaning. A few and a little are positive and mean some. Example, he's young and has little experience in life. Little, of course, it's negative. It is original numerical sense of one. Example, not a word was said. 12 inches make a foot. An equal one thing or person. Example, she works in a hospital. I've got a puppy. We use an when we say what a thing or a person is. Coca-Cola is a beverage. A dog is a domestic animal. So definite article the definite article the generally specifies and identifies. It answers the question which one is it specifies a person, place, or thing already mentioned. The definite article the means this, that. it answers the question which one. It can be used with both singular and plural nouns. A noun is first introduced with the indefinite article, and the definite article is used to refer to it again. So we have the article the in geographical names, direction, regions, the north, the south, the east, and the west. Unions of countries, states, the United States of America, the United Kingdom, etc. Groups of islands, the Philippines, the Caribbean, the Canaries. Seas, the Mediterranean, the Black, the Red, the Nile. Gulfs, the Gulf Stream, the Persian Gulf, the Finland Gulf. Groups of lakes, like the Green Lakes, the Shatz Lakes, the Vlahini Lakes. Rivers, the Danube, the Dnipro, the Amazon, etc. Canals and channels, the English Channel, the Panama Canal, the Suez Canal. Poles, the North Pole and the South Pole. Republics, the Czech Republic, the Republic of Cuba, the Congo. Polar region, the Arctic and the Antarctic, etc. Group of mountains, so the Rocky Mountains, the Caucasus, the Carpathians, oh, that's difficult, etc. Oceans, the Pacific, the Indian, the Atlantic, and the Arctic. Regions of countries, like the American Midwest, the Mekong Delta, and deserts like the Sahara, the Gobi, the Karakum, etc. When not to use an English article, we usually use no article to talk about things in general. We do not use an article when talking about sports and games. Rule number 3, do not use article before the names of countries unless the name suggests that the country is made up of smaller units or constituent parts. Use the UK, the US, the Irish Republic, Kingdom, State, Republic, and Union are nouns, so they need an article. Number 4, do not use article before the name of language. Rule number 5, do not use article before the names of railway stations when they are also place names. Rule number 6, do not use article before the names of meals if they refer to the meals generally as a part of the daily routine. Last one, do not use article before noun plus number. Okay, so when to use no article? We use no article to talk about things in general, like milk is good for you, or to talk about sports and games. Let's go and play basketball. Or before the names of countries, Japan, France, Italy, etc. Except the UK, the US, and examples we already said. Of course, also before the name of a language. We are learning English, not with articles. Or before the names of railway stations, when they are also place names, as we said before, or before the name of meals, they invited some friends to dinner, or before noun plus number, the laboratory is in room 6 on the 3rd floor. So articles with countable and uncountable nouns, learn how to use them in English. We need to categorize a noun as count or non-count to choose the correct article. Countable nouns are individual objects, people, place, etc., which can be counted. An apple, a school, a picture, one picture, two pictures, three pictures, 2 men, 4 men, 8 men. Uncountable nouns are materials concepts, informations, etc., which are not individual objects and cannot be counted. Example: information, water, understanding, wood, cheese, which many people like. So count, non-count with article. This is the rule. So noun with count, we have, of course, singular or plural. Non-specific and specific the. This is with singular. And with plural, non-specific and without article. Noun and non-count, it is specific with the. This is the rule that we use. So an article sorry, is a very important part of English grammar, and how they are used always depends on the noun that they are referring to, unless that noun in being modified is being modified by an adjective. In this case, the article will correspond with the adjective. There are various rules surrounding the use of article, yet these are simple and easy to learn, of course. So I hope that you understand many things about this lesson of articles. I hope you like the lesson, and again I hope that you subscribe in our channel if you are not yet, and put the bell so you can get notification from our new videos. And please share as much as you can our videos in your Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and anything else you know, of course. And thank you very much. See you in another lesson, and goodbye.